And we come to you from one of the truly iconic stadiums in the NFL as you get a look at Lambeau Field here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Baltimore Ravens and the Green Bay Packers. The children will grow, and it's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20.
Their own 18-yard line.
Ready, 58 is Mike.
You better bring it. You better bring it. I'm letting you know right now, you better bring it.
Whip, 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 whip. Watch the whip.
SOS, SOS, SOS.
Gun. Ready, set.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down.
Keep playing hard.
If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Packer first down.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
After the run by Jones, here's first and 10.
That's trash.
Back. 21. Get up.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Credit the tackle there to Uchenna Nwosu.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last run good for 2. Here's second and 8.
Don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning to tear you up. Don't get nervous.
Hey, express.
Watch it.
The first carry here for Ty Montgomery.
Switch.
3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on third.
Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got? Heavy?
Now with the play clock down to 2, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Blue 80. Yeah, it's Mike. That's right, baby. They don't want it.
From the gun on third down, Ryan. Found his target, it's Anderson. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
The previous run good for 9. Here's second and a yard.
Hey, we got to get this stop here, D.
Pick the edge, pick the edge. Come, come.
Hey, Tuesday.
They'll try the right side with Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up third down.
You don't want that?
Third down and 3.
It's been a 7-play opening drive, and this is third and
Hey,
short.
they're scared. Watch twist. Watch twist.
22.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold him to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here, because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
You must be getting tired of seeing me.
51, sub.
Mike's 56.
Gun.
56.
We ain't giving up nothing today.
Off the play fake. Here's Ryan. This is the tight end Fant. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's first and goal.
I can't believe they even let you play.
First down. First and goal. At the
We're scoreless after 1.
Let's go.
That's the end of the first quarter with no score.
Back for the second quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football as they go to work on a first and goal.
Like 25.
I'm on. Check 52.
Watch the edge.
Hey, 59, ready. Wide, 25 to that.
Now Jones. There's a nice move, and he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Aaron Jones, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Packers take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. Lutz good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game.
Makes the score Packers 7, Ravens nothing. Will Lutz set to kick
After the
off.
touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Shut. 56 yards. 56. Here we go.
A first down throw for Bridgewater. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. It's Clinton-Dix with a pick, and he will bring this all the way back out to midfield.
Good stuff.
They could not ask for a worse start. You give up a touchdown on the game's opening drive, and then you turn right around and throw the interception on your very first play.
And this is where the coaching staff has to earn its money, because they've got to calm these guys down a little bit. Just as you noted, a horrendous start, both sides of the ball. But now the defense, which gave up an opening drive touchdown, they've got to go out there now and start playing like the team they want to be.
Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist.
Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Good starting field position for them here as they come up first and 10, right at the 50-yard line. Jones. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets them back now for second down. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. From the gun, it's Ryan. Into the hands of his receiver, Anderson.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. But there's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
Check. 58, right over there, Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. Man, I got you. Check safety.
On third down, here's Jones. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Hey, get in the weight room.
And he cuts it out right. Touchdown, Packers. Paris Campbell, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. And there they got him the ball. Just get it to him, let him do the rest.
You know, he probably said that to his quarterback as he broke the huddle. I like the play call. Just get it to me. I'll take care of the rest of it.
Helping out his rack, right? RAC.
Run after catch, and he loves that, and he's going to carry that in at contract time.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Now a throw for the left sideline, and he's got it. 4 yards to pick up, first down. The start for them near flawless. Defense gets them a 3 and out. 2 quick pass connections on offense.
So that's how a team works together. Just what you described. Get them the ball, give them a little momentum, and they're capitalizing off of that. Thanks a lot, guys.
They run it with McKinnon. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
A 7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Bridgewater. And now he'll turn, and off his back foot, he'll heave this deep. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
56
Out of the gun, Bridgewater. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The perennial Pro Bowler Aaron Donald gets the sack.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. Second quarter action, 1:56 remaining.
Let's go, let's go.
A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. On 2nd down now. It's Jones, and he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Mike, 56.
Now it's Ryan. He sets up the screen to Jones. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So they had the big loss on that 1st down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. Ryan. He's got his big tight end, Fant, and able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the 1st half. Ryan in the offense with a 1st and 10, and he's completed all 7 of his passes thus far.
Greystone travel.
Hey, check 24, check 24.
20.
No, fresh.
Running right, Jones.
Run.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Watch the run. Check 50, check 50.
39. Get up! Wait! Ready, set!
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and it's 3rd down.
Kill.
So we're at halftime here at Lambeau with the Packers taking the lead to the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
All day, baby, all day.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Play 56. Mike, 56.
Here's Bridgewater. That's caught. It's Demarcus Robinson. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards there. Good enough for a Raven first down.
First down, Ravens.
On 1st and 10, Bridgewater. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first.
And the Ravens
First down, Bridgewater. Screen play, McKinnon. And he is down at the 48. A pickup of 4 that started at 148-yard line and ended at the other.
A gain of 4.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short game.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Bridgewater. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Bridgewater now. He's got the hook up to Lee. That'll be enough to keep the drive moving forward. Another first down on the pickup of 5 yards.
First down, Baltimore.
Bridgewater now looking to throw on first. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Brandon, they didn't get everything they wanted out of that play, but the tight end did. And I don't mean it in a positive way. Great job of him holding on after absorbing that big hit.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll throw again. Bridgewater. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. What a methodical drive this is turning out to be. That time 9 yards, and the sticks move again. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Now let's see who this is on. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
They lose the yardage, and of course they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. And again, it's Bridgewater. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Anthony Averett picks it. And now off to the races down the right side. And they will score. It's a Packer touchdown. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Lutz with the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0.
Get
at
ready.
their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Check, 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 check. Check, check, check.
Watch it.
Go.
Check 99. Check 99. 25. Check 25.
Go. Alert 3, alert 3.
Bridgewater. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. And it's Clinton Dix with a pick. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
Ready.
Packers take over
56.
1st and 10
Check 56.
at the 42-yard
Right here.
line.
Jam him. Jam. 11.
Hey, alert 3.
Topper.
They'll try and get the running game going with Jones. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Switch.
Get up.
They go play action now. Ryan. Jones has it.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down.
It's our field. Hey, it's our house.
Hey, switch gears.
51. Sub.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Packers on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 8. Ryan. He's got his tight end Fant. And he's taken down inside the 30. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer 1st down.
Strip the ball. Strip that ball. Alert flare.
General West.
Check hot route. Hot.
Mike 56. Mike
54, Sub.
Hey, that QB's trash. Let's go.
Watch twist.
They'll run on 1st down. Jones. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Makes it 3rd and 2.
The Packers on third down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
3 down, 3 down. Go. Hey, no, look, we got Mike 50, Mike 50. Huh? Check. What we got? All right, 25.
Now it's Ryan. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. The kick by Lutz is good. And that stretches this lead even further. It's now 24-0. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Let's go.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Anthony Averett picks it. And into the end zone, it's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Will Lutz set to kick off.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Here's a quick hitch route, and the throw complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. They go draw play to McKinnon. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Another example of just a dominant performance by this defense.
Yeah, you hear all the time about teams that try to steal signals from the other side and try and learn their signs and their tendencies. It's almost like they got the answers to the exam the night before and were well prepared for this final.
You got tight. You got tight right there. Right stone. Travel.
Bridgewater from the gun on 3rd down. And Robinson with a big catch. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 22-yard line. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
56
Bridgewater on first down. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Aaron Donald in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning.
It's a set. Come on, fellas. Come on, a lot. Come on, lot. We better than that.
So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. To try again after the sack. Bridgewater. And Rudolph has it left side. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
56. Mike, 56. Right there, 56.
Hey, let's get in them holes. Mike's 56. Mike's 56. Woo-hoo.
Mike 56. 56.
Third and long for Bridgewater. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Aaron Donald able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Fourth down.
So on comes Cairo Santos now for the field goal try. This from 54 yards away. And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but, Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. There were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And they take a knee.
Ryan on the keeper.
So it's all over. A Green Bay victory. And it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea of what they wanted to accomplish, just love the execution, love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
So for Green Bay, they at least get the win here to earn a split of their first 2 home games. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Heinz Field to take on the Steelers. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.